Hey my beauties, how are you? Facebook's just a little slow today. It's Thursday. How is everyone going? Getting that energy going? It's a bit hard today. We've got one of those days where it's overcast. I don't know about where you live, but it's overcast and kind of grey. So I've kind of had to put a little bit of colour on to make myself feel not so grey, and dancing around, keeping myself, keeping some movement happening. Good morning, good afternoon. It's lunchtime, isn't it, in my world? What time is it in your world? Let us know in the comments, and whether or not you're watching it on the replay. We've only been going for about 40 seconds, so we'll give Facebook about a minute or so to send out some notifications to the lovely people out there, wherever you may be. And welcome to my Frumpy to Fabulous challenge. This is day 4. Oh, we're at day 4 already. I can't believe it. It's just seems like, the other day that I was starting, and now we're in day 4. A couple of things. Some of you have been not putting your wardrobes in there. That's okay. As long as I'm planting a few seeds and letting you see that things, you can make change just in small ways. It doesn't have to be these major shifts and changes. You can actually implement change very in a small way, like very slowly and in a small way. So I am Lucia, and welcome to the Frumpy to Fabulous Challenge Day 4. We are going to be discussing today clothes shopping and how do you shop. Are you one of these people that just goes and meets some friends and shops on a whim? Or are you one of these ladies that has a plan? Pop in your reply in the comments. I'd love to know. Are you reactive, or are you a planner? Do you plan it out and you know exactly what you're shopping for? Please share with me how you shop. Are you a fashionista that sees something in the fashion magazine or on someone and thinks, oh, I might wear that, and then lots of things happen there, don't they? So we're going to discuss all of that today. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into the reason why we shop, and the reason how, or not the reason, but how can we stop spending and being less frugal with our money. So our clothes that we have are there to serve as a purpose, right? They're to keep us warm, or to keep us cool, or to cover our bodies. Otherwise we'd all be walking around naked, right? And what's wrong with that? I don't know, but yeah, society wouldn't accept that, right? So we have clothing, and clothing, dates back. Styles, it's interesting when you start doing some research around clothing. Men were the first ones that wore, the gowns and the coats and the glamorous shoes and the long wigs and the manes of hair, down around the Louis, the French king. That sort of era is when men wore all of these flamboyant outfits and gowns, and then women took them on board and began to wear them. So it's interesting, where the gown and well, not so much the gown, but the coat and the opulence came from men wearing them the first. And the same with heels. Men were the first wearers of heels in shoes. Women's shoes were just like little slippers once, they served a purpose. Sorry, my dog's got a cough. They were a little slipper. and women wore those shoes as little slippers. And then in the Louis time is when men began to wear shoes to make them feel higher, taller, and more important. And as you can imagine, you know, in the French aristocracy, there was a lot of that. Uh, I guess it's a society um, layers. So not layers, but it's, you know, like that aristocracy and the levels of aristocracy. You know how well off you were. So coming back to this day and discussing how you shop. Now, once upon a time, I was one of these women that would, you know, go through the fashion magazines, and I would, you know, scour the magazines for inspiration. And then as we became more, you know, aligned to social media, then I was online and I was looking and scrolling and very much following what, you know, seasons and what styles were in. Although once I traveled overseas, I experienced such a different culture when it came to clothing. The fashion houses target that age group of women that is very, how would you put it? Not as confident. So they target them, and really, I guess the word is, they almost steer them into wanting that style, because they're actually selling the look. They're not actually selling the clothing, they're actually selling the entire look. And as you age, you know, you become more comfortable and competent in your own confidence and your own style. And that's, I guess, what I teach women, is that embracing a style that is specific or that is truly you is the start of your journey with your clothes. Embracing that, you know, if you like to shop vintage, you know, how do you put those vintage looks together? How do you maintain, you know, a look or a style? Now, I have a solution, and it's one that I've been using for many, many years, and it's called the 70-30% solution. And basically what it is 70% of my clothing are the classic, the styles that never date. They're always in fashion. You know, your blue jean, your black pant, your black skirt, maybe a nice white pair of dress pants. You know, things that are intrinsically classic. They never date. And the same with blouses. You know, if you have a particular color that you love, pardon me, then, you know, wearing that particular color and maintaining that throughout your brand, or a color that you particularly feel good in, you particularly feel confident when you wear. So that is a key piece in your wardrobe. So 70% of your wardrobe is my strategy, and 70% is all of those classic items that stay in your wardrobe for at least 10 years, and then you replace, but they're the type of, you know, a nice black wool pair of pants, they will last you for a good 10 years. A nice linen white blouse, it will last you for a good 10 to 20 years. You know, if you maintain them well and look after them, they will last you 10 to 20 years. And that's a saving in itself. You may spend, you know, $130 for a blouse, but that blouse will last you for 10 to 20 years. And that's where I help women save in their wardrobes. So it's not this constant, oh, I need this or I have to get that. Once you've got your 70% classic style, you really don't need to upgrade that for some time, 5 to 10 or 20 years. And then we have the 30%. Now the 30% is my accessories, it's my style now on trend items. So don't you be going off. What it is it's a lovely scarf. It might be 3 or 4 years old, but it's still classic and it's on trend as well. So color never dates. I don't care what anyone says. You can wear a color for year after year after year. The same with animal prints. If you kind of study the way fashion and trends work, animal prints either go really, really big animal print or really, really tiny animal print, and then they just evolve. So the next season we'll start to see, if it's been large print this year, which I've seen quite a bit of the larger animal prints around, particularly the leopard print. It's leopard print is timeless. It's been a woman's accessory for, I reckon, since the dark ages, when we've worn leopards on us to keep us warm. So I believe that leopard print is something that's ancient for women. So yeah, having something with a leopard print is never going to really date, but it is got a bit to do with that print. The smaller the print, the less it's actually going to sort of tone it down a little. So the larger the print will make that garment look really big and expansive. So depending on your size, whether or not you want to not increase your size, keep the prints really, really tiny is a good trick. So that's something that I just slipped in there. But anyway, that's a key design piece, with a smaller print and a large print. If you're a bigger person, make your prints a little bit smaller. If you're a tiny petite person, you can get away with some of the bigger prints. Only some, not all. So that's a key piece. But the 30% is purely on trend and accessories and footwear, all of those aspects that are in trend at the moment, or have been in trend for the last 12 months. With COVID, there hasn't been a lot of stuff happening with fashion because, as you know, the fashion houses have been turned into making gowns for hospitals and masks and hand sanitizers and all different types of things. So the fashion houses have not really been presenting much in the way of fashion. There was quite a bit of the pastels, like those real muted shades, which are pretty for summer. But in winter they can be a little bit a bit somber. They can actually make you feel a little bit somber sometimes because they've got that element of grey in the colour, and if we don't have that light, then it has a tendency to kind of make us feel a little bit grey, if you like. So some people love the grey tones, and that's fine, but just with colour there are definite tints, tones, and colours. They might all look the same, but they've either got white in them, they've got grey in them, they've got black in them. So and then you have a real pure colour, which is your yellows, your primary colours. So probably that's about it. I guess when you have your 70 and your 30% in your wardrobe, and you've identified, what is your classic items and what is your 30% fashion items, you can really have a good clear of your on-trend items on a yearly basis. So what I mean by that is, as we go out of winter and coming into summer, maybe whatever's been on trend for winter, we can either pack away or we can send that 30% out to a buy, sell and swap page, or maybe to the op shop. It's purely up to you how you do that. I find with some of those on trends, they're classic as well. So you can maybe keep some of those on trends if it's a color thing, you know, and it's something that's not really in fashion at the moment. Keep it because fashion has this amazing thing to sort of come back in, return into fashion. So we're seeing a lot of, you know, the high-waisted pants again, you know, that were in the 70s. They're back now, you know, in the 20s, 2020s. So it's only taken almost 50 years to come back. But and I'm not saying keep your clothes for 50 years, no way. But, you know, there are elements that you can keep, you know, that you can keep for a certain amount of time, and elements that you just give to, you know, the op shops or wherever, so that people can utilize those vintage pieces. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is how you shop. So you've got this strategy, and this is my how I shop. You've got this strategy of, you know, you've got your 70%, which is your black pants, and for winter I have black jeans and blue jeans, and because I find them heavier and warmer for my winter. Um, I have my tops. So what can I introduce that makes me feel like I'm current with the fashion trends? And it may be a new vest, or it may be a new scarf, or it may be a pair of earrings. It may be a ring. It could be just as simple as a nail polish or a lipstick. So, or your shoes. Your shoes can be, you know, a really good thing to add some flair into your wardrobe. I know my mother last year gave me a 70s poncho. Now it is beautiful. It's a Aztec print, so it's got you know, it's just straight over the head. And it's got a beautiful Aztec print in the neutral tones, which are very, very big this winter, and probably going into summer we'll see a little bit more of that boho hippie type styles in fashion, because we are becoming a little bit more spiritual, a little bit more grounded in you know, our culture. So that reflects in our fashion and in our styling. So we're almost going back to the 70s, where we had, you know, the hippie and the, you know, the new age peace, you know, peace, make love, not war kind of thing, peace thing of the Vietnam War kind of thing. So it's almost on a 50-year cycle and coming back to that sort of era. So clothing is reflecting that. So what you see is you see lots of linens, which are beautiful textures, but also natural textures. So, you know, naturally grown cottons, naturally grown linen, and, you know, a lot of bamboo. We're seeing lots of bamboo in underwear, in babies' clothing. So there's all aspects of style that are reflected in our culture and our ways of thinking. You know, like we're not going out as much socially, so we're more at home. So that's reflecting. We're becoming a bit more casual in our dress. So all of those aspects are triggered by what's happening in our communities, in our society. So you're going to see lots of that that type of natural fabrics, natural fibers in fashion for the next probably 12 to 18 months, I would imagine. And you know, it's beautiful on your skin because cotton can breathe. The toxins that it takes for those polyesters to be made, you know, is frightful. Someone was talking about a pair of jeans and how much water is used to make one pair of jeans. So isn't it wise to buy one pair of jeans and have them for 10 years, so that we're not, you know, being so superfluous with our um, our water, our all of those natural resources. So I think that's probably about it. I'd like to know how you organize your wardrobes. Now, it comes back to your wardrobes. It's interesting how everything comes back to our wardrobes and our reflection of ourselves. So, if I can ask you to let me know if you are, um, what's the word? Let me think of the word. When you do go shopping, are you influenced by the attendant, or do you go with a set intention when you're shopping? So that's the question for you today. Do you have an intention of what you're going to bring back to your wardrobe, or are you influenced by the person that's the attendant, and you kind of know what you want, but you don't really know what you want, and they're going to probably present lots of options for you. So let me know, are you a run by the seat of your pants kind of, yeah, well, that looks all right, I might try that, and or are you one of the ladies that goes with a specific, like I need a pair of pink shoes, that's what I'm looking for, I want a pair of pink shoes, or I want a pink blouse, because that's my branding, and I know that if I have that, I'll wear that for a number of years in my wardrobe. So let me know in the comments. I've seen no one live today, so #replay. I also want to bring your attention to the fact that next month on the 20th, we'll be doing this again. So we'll be doing 5 days Frumpy to Fabulous, and I will be hopefully doing it by webinar by then, and you'll have a PowerPoint each day. But for now, we're just doing it this way in the group, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Add your comments in the comment section. #replay. Are you a planner? Do you go to the shops with an actual plan when it comes to bringing something back into your wardrobe, or are you influenced by the assistant that helps you at the store? Okay, have a great evening, and I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow at the same time, and bye for now. Mwah.